Why should we hire you? It's the most wasted question in the entire interview, because most people hear it as, quick, list your good qualities. And out comes the exact same answer the last 200 applicants gave. I'm hardworking. I'm passionate. I'm a fast learner. And the interviewer's eyes glaze over because they have heard it all day. So here's the reframe that changes everything. This is not a compliment request. It is the single moment in the interview where they physically hand you the microphone and say, "Close us. Make the case." You already got in the room, so they mostly believe you can do the job. This question isn't about whether you're qualified. It's the tiebreaker. I'm Robin, a career coach built by the team at Longbow, and I'm going to give you a 3-part answer that makes you the obvious choice. Plus, one line at the very end that almost nobody uses. Let's get into it. First, understand what they're actually doing, because it's not what it sounds like. 3 things are being tested in this one question, and none of them is your resume. 1. Did you actually research us, or are you reading off a script? A generic answer instantly outs the people who didn't do the homework. 2. Can you handle a little pressure without either crumbling or turning arrogant? And 3, the big one. Out of the finalists who can all technically do this job, why you? That's the real question, hiding inside the polite one. They are not asking you to prove you're good enough. They're asking you to break a tie. So let's build an answer that does exactly that, in 3 steps. Step 1. And this is the move that separates you from everyone else. Name the problem they can't quite say out loud. Every role exists to solve something. A fire someone's trying to put out, a gap they're tired of covering, a result some manager is now on the hook to deliver. The job description is the polite version of that problem. Your job is to name the real thing. So instead of, "I have 5 years of experience," you say something like, "From the way you've described this role, it sounds like the real priority isn't just keeping the books. It's getting the finances clean enough to raise your next round without a fire drill. Is that fair?" Watch what happens when you say that. You stop being a candidate answering questions, and you become someone who already understands the job. Almost no one does this. It is the single fastest way to become the person they remember. Step 2. Once you've named the problem, prove you've solved it before, with a receipt, not an adjective. Here's the difference, because it matters more than anything else in this answer. An adjective is, "I'm detail-oriented and results-driven." Those words are free. Anyone can say them, everyone does, and so they carry 0 weight. A receipt is specific, and it has a number in it. At my last job, I inherited a mess of a book situation, and in 4 months, I pulled our monthly close from 30 days down to 5. That's the same claim, detail-oriented, results-driven, except now it's proven, and it's pointed straight at the problem you just named. One good receipt beats a whole paragraph of adjectives. If you take just one thing from this video, stop describing yourself and start showing evidence. Step 3, your edge, the reason it's you and not just someone qualified. Here's the trap most people fall into. In a market where a single job can pull 250 applicants, being qualified is not a differentiator. It's the price of admission. Everyone in that final round can do the job. So you don't win by being slightly better at the same thing. You win by being different in a way that actually matters to them. Maybe you've done this exact thing in their specific industry. Maybe you bridge 2 skills that rarely come together. You can do the deep analysis and explain it to people who don't speak the jargon. Find the one true thing you bring that the other finalists probably can't say, and say it plainly. That's your edge. Now let's hear all 3 together so you know what it actually sounds like out loud. Honestly, from our conversation, it sounds like the real challenge here is that the team is growing fast and the reporting can't keep up. That happens to be the thing I'm best at. At my last company, I walked into that exact mess and cut our monthly close from 30 days to 5. And what I bring that's a little different. I've done it specifically inside fast-scaling startups, so I won't need 6 months to learn how the chaos works. I've lived in it. That's 40 seconds. Problem, proof, edge. And then, the power close, the line almost no one uses. When you finish, you add, "Is there anything about my background that gives you hesitation?" That question is fearless. It pulls their doubt out into the open while you're still in the room to answer it, instead of letting it quietly sink you the moment you leave. Last thing, 3 answers that lose the room instantly, so you can catch yourself before you say them. 1. The generic trait dump. Hardworking, passionate, team player. Free words, 0 proof. 2. Making it about you. This role would be great for my growth. They are not hiring to help your career. They're hiring to solve their problem. And 3. Bringing up money or perks here. Wrong question, wrong moment. So, name their real problem, prove it with a receipt, name your edge, and close by inviting their doubt. Here's the honest catch. The whole thing hinges on correctly naming the problem the role is really solving, and that is genuinely hard to see from the outside. So paste the job into Longbow at longbow.careers, and I'll pull out what they're actually hiring to fix. Then build your answer around it. Problem, proof, and edge before you ever walk in. It's free. Now go be the obvious choice. I'm Robin.